Okay, you probably caught in one of my last videos the fact that I've already started putting this outer track in. This is the last part of this build beyond just the normal decorating of stuff. All aboard! I did go ahead and smooth back out the base for my foam. I put the foam down same way as I did the other one with the gray latex. Went ahead and trimmed out and installed the bridge, and using everything that I've found on the other one, not to have my connectors in a turn. Went ahead and did all that, and I went ahead and put my back track in. I've got I got 3, 6, 9, I got 12 feet of this track in, and the track itself isn't down yet. But what I'm starting to do, and as you can tell, I got my this is my 20-inch and 24-inch radius split. This is the one. There's my paper one. And now I just need to start putting all this stuff together. And I did get both my turns, and I got my turnouts, and no longer in paper. So I'm going to go ahead and start working this front area together, and then I'm going to call this thing, as far as the conversion to a improved plus, will be complete. The rest of it's just decorations. It's just decorations. So I'll go ahead and get the plus portion. This is going to be the plus, and I'll start working it in here. I think there's just going to be a lot of just putting stuff together and just kind of piecing it and making it all fit. You know, it's just there's not a plan other than I'd see what I'd like to have down there, and I dug through and I found some of my little re-railers that I want to incorporate too. So it's just a matter of just getting all this stuff. One thing that I'm a little not sure about is, I don't know why my connectors do not fit on this Pico stuff. I don't know. It seems I got to squeeze every one of them to get them to slide on snug, and not have to be so much work to put these connectors together. I'm going to look into that before I start putting all this together, because you know what, this needs to go easy. I don't need to be squeezing these little connectors all together, just trying to make all this stuff work. It shouldn't be that hard. So actually, I bought them and I just used them, and they worked. Now I'm gonna do it a little different. I'm gonna try to fix the problem before I start. Okay, I'd be lying to you if I told you that I didn't have a little anxiety about doing this yard up here. I've been kind of putting it off, and looking at a lot of stuff on YouTube, how to do some of these crossovers. Well, this looks like it's probably really pretty close to center line, maybe a ½ inch to the right and not. I'm going to go ahead and undo this track. I didn't really put it down really great to begin with, because I knew I was going to be pulling it up. I do have a little bit of latex in here and here and here. Then I'll unsolder these, show you when I get done. It has been determined that instead of trying to unsolder this track, it's easier just to snip it. Okay, the front track is all off and minimal damage. I got to replace some roadbed here. Let's see what it did. You know, that latex stuck pretty good to that. I'm trying to get it off with a razor blade. It's yeah, it just damaged the roadbed all up. I figured I've got plenty of roadbed, so I Got a little damage to the roadbed there, and there in the 3 spots that I put that stuff, but all the tracks cleaned up, ready to go. And let's fix this thing. Snap. All fixed. All new roadbed in. Let's go ahead and start fitting this track. Okay, the roadbed. I got the roadbed put down and cut to size it's gonna fit this. I haven't got the tracks all put together, but they're in laid in spot. And at least I know where this inner track goes. And now I'm gonna start, I guess I'm gonna have to start working my way. I don't know whether to go from this way to that way or that way to this way with those other turnouts over there. Don't know. But I need to do it on both sides. Let's see if I can figure it out. I'll show you when I get done or closer. Okay, how hard could rail joiners be? How hard could rail joiners be? Well, I'm using Pico Flex Track, the Slimline Flex Track. Well, if you want to hook Flex Track to Flex Track, you got to have Pico joiners, or else your Atlas joiners are going to be sloppy. Walters or Atlas joiners are going to be sloppy, and you're going to have to crimp them down to get them to work. And that's what I did throughout it. But I ran out, so I figured I'd buy some of these fine standard ones here, and those do fit nicely on the Slimline stuff. They do fit tight, nice, snug, and the tracks are butted up nicely together. But I'm going from a Flex Track to a Walters, and the profile on these things is different. Let me see if I can show you through this. I don't know if you can see the profile. The profile on that right there is narrow. The Atlas profile is that. The Walters profile is almost identical to the Atlas. I don't know if you can see that on here or not, but I'm shooting in the dark. So I need, after all this waiting and going and driving over 100 miles to pick up these fine standard Pico rail joiners, I can't hook none of my Walters or Atlas stuff to the Pico. It would have been wonderful to have those to do all the Pico to Pico. That would have made those easier to do. But I didn't do that. So now my insulated ones I need for my crossovers won't work. So I had to go back on Amazon and pay over for those and get those sent. And the rest of these 48 that I bought here for the other ones, they're not going to work either. The ones I actually ordered were the ones that I'm not taking no chance, Walters. These 948 83102s and 948 83104s. So for you noobs, I know all you other guys have been playing with this stuff for a while, but you know what? I don't know why I don't standardize this mess. This is a teetotal goofy mess. So if you're gonna mix and match your name brands of stuff, Pico had the best Flex Track. That's why I got it. Walters had the best this. That's why I got it. Atlas had these only crossovers here, the re-railers, so I got it. But now you're mixing three, and they don't mix really well. So I'm gonna have to beat my way around this. Okay, next subject of this yard here that's kinda, if you look at, to make your own, you can buy crossovers from Walters, and they're already made. But this, and you know, I'm not an expert on this, so I'm just gonna tell you what I did. The outgoing track here has a long leg. And if you buy their crossovers, they actually fit together like this, where this long outside leg goes into here, and it's like that right there. So it's not as long. And between the tracks is exactly 2 inches, which is the scale perfect, blah, 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 whatever. I don't care if it's scale perfect. So what you would have to do to get these things to hooked up crossover wise on these tracks, I don't have micro engineering. I've seen a whole bunch of other different videos on that. But you have to peel half of these rails off, peel half of these rails off, pull this rail out, slide that outer rail up in all those little ties, and then on this one you would pull this rail out and slide this wire up into there, and you may have to adjust it and cut it and whatever. That was doable. That was doable. I didn't have any problem with that. But then you get into the back of this thing, and these things have copper ties tying all these things together, making them work properly. And then all of a sudden I'm like, they say, oh, just snip that and cut this, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. You know what? I just paid $250 for all these crossover things. I ain't cutting nothing, just in case they don't work. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave them just like they are, and I already planned on the length of these already, so I'm just going to hook them together just like that. I'm not gonna do the overlapping and so I'm gonna be 2 3/4 inches between here and here, but I have room on this area for that, and it doesn't bog me down. If you're hurting for room between here and here, that's probably not. You need to save your 3/4 inches times 2. What I'm going to lose that 1.5 inches, no big deal. There'll be a little bit more room between this track and this track and this track. Who cares? That's how I elected to do it. I'm just going to hook these together like so and hope it works. Well, this brings back memories. Got my mud gloves and my sprayer back out. Put this thing down. Go over here to the other side and cut some pieces out and get it put down. Okay, all the track bed is down, glued down. I even got this part here glued down. I don't have the outer track done yet. I got the inner track, these 2 tracks. The track itself is just put together just to see if it works and what's going to short out, because I did not put any insulators in any of these. They're all solid connected, and let's see. Seems to be just fine. I don't know what's going to happen to this track with this swapped over to here. I don't know if it shorts out somewhere else in here or this track out, but I want to be able to run both of these tracks at the same time. So it's just I don't know about these insulators. So if anybody's got some information on that, I want to run both of these tracks independently, but I want to be able to mix the trains up from this track to that track and this track to this track and into the yard. If anybody's got any information on that, I'd appreciate it. We'll end on this.